Good morning, everyone. I'm Ellie and this is my fiance Lucas, and today we're going to talk to you about ways you can save money in Germany. These may be things that you don't even think about, but for us Americans, they are money saving. But first, we'd like to say that we're so excited to go scuba diving this afternoon. I'm already dressed. Cue the film. One of the first ways you can save money in Germany is by walking. And by this, I mean you don't need a car to go to the supermarket because it's basically like a kilometer away, which is almost half a mile. So really, you can basically walk to like any major places that you will need and you will be pretty much fine.
Besides walking, another major way to save money in Germany is public transport. And like if you're in America, in bigger cities like New York, you're pretty used to public transport, but in a lot of the smaller cities, it's not really there. And for sure, you lose so much money on having to drive your car everywhere if you're not interested in walking. So if walking is too much for you in Germany, then at least the buses and the trains are pretty cheap, and they have a lot of apps to like help you figure out ways to make connections to get wherever you're going. So it's really simple to buy a cheap ticket and get where you want to go and not have to think about it.
Another way you can save money when you're out and about is to go to the bathroom preemptively. And by this, I mean take advantage of going to the bathroom at the restaurant or cafe that you're at instead of like waiting until later when you really have to go. And then you have to pay 50 extra cents or an extra euro somewhere just to use the restroom. It's much more cheaper if you just kind of force yourself to go ahead of time instead of like waiting until the moment hits you.
Money saving option number 4, and this is kind of specific to just students, but being a student in Germany can save you a ton of money on a number of things, most specifically with student tickets. So you can get into certain places or get certain public transportation fare, all for reduced prices just because you're a student. They actually do really well taking care of students with prices.
Like even at like the public swimming pool, you get a student price. I was like, what?
And before we move on to the rest of our money saving points, make sure to click the like button and subscribe buttons down below. It tells YouTube that you really like our content and it helps more people see it too. Now back to the next point.
One of our favorite ways to save money when we're traveling is to bring our own food and water with us. And it's true, when you get a pre-made sandwich at a cafe and some water to go, it probably costs you about 5 or 6 euros. But we just like the extra money saving ability and we find that it adds up over time.
Next money saving tip is to go places on Sundays. A lot of places, with the exception of like grocery stores and major businesses, are open on Sundays, like tourist attractions like castles and stuff. And it's a great time to go on Sundays because they still want lots of visitors and tourists, and they'll even reduce the prices a little bit to make sure you come. So if you have a castle that you need to check off your list, like we have so many, then try going on Sunday or at least the weekend and you might save a couple bucks. Another favorite way that we save money is by shopping at some of the lower cost grocery stores like Aldi or Lidl, although I don't like Lidl, sorry. But we like to go to Aldi because it's definitely cheaper, and for me specifically, like I've learned to kind of be more okay with some of the more like generic or off-brand names by shopping at Aldi.
So hard.
Yeah, your life is so complicated. But for sure, stores like Aldi definitely have a lot cheaper prices and you can save quite a bit of money. When we first moved here, we would go to Edeka so often because there's like kind of right down the street from us. And for sure we probably, or at least I would probably pay like an extra 20 euros a week just because I wanted to get the fruit that Edeka had and not that Aldi has, even though they're like the same thing and you can save so much more money.
In the last video, we talked about we thought that we could make money on PFAND. Like the 25 cents that you get for turning in a bottle. We really honestly did think that when we first moved to Germany, so please don't comment on our stupidity. But in all seriousness, when you turn in and save your bottles for the PFAND, you do get like 1 to 2 euros per trip depending on how much of the bottled water you drink. So it's a really nice way to make sure that you get to keep a little more of your earnings and put them to a better use instead of just throwing them out the window. Our last way of saving money in Germany, and this took some time to like work on me because I was thinking the quality isn't as good, but we shop at Decathlon. This is the way we were able to get some paddle boards for cheaply because we wanted to get some paddle boards but not spend a ton of money. I also bought like this wetsuit cover up, and the quality is there. It's just, it could be better other places, but it's a nice item to like get you through and to like, it serves its purpose. So we like to shop at Decathlon for like our sporting needs. So I recommend that to you.
Not that we do it that often.
Yeah. Mark. I'm bathrooming, yes,
No,
huh?
that's not good.
German has messed with my head. Okay. I really like saving money and not having to pay for the water that you get at... What? 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 Money saving tips, things, money that we save, and eventually... One of our last things...
The last thing. It literally is.
Fine. Then you put it in the bloopers and then we say bye.
So there are all of our big money saving tips. If you ever move or come visit Germany, keep those in mind, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.